Ladies and gentlemen, college football is alive and roaring once again. The summer heat hasn't yet faded, but already the gridirons across the South are starting to hum with anticipation. And here at SEC Media Days, in the heart of this football-mad region, one name, one voice, just sent shockwaves from Tuscaloosa to Tallahassee. That voice, Thomas Castellanos. That name, the quarterback for Florida State. A leader, a dreamer, and now, a provocateur. Because he didn't come to media days just to shake hands or talk game plans. He came to speak his truth. Loud, bold, unfiltered, and the nation listened. He looked down the barrel at Alabama. He called his shot, and he didn't flinch. "I dreamed of moments like this," he said. You could hear the conviction in his voice, like a man who's been waiting his whole life for the lights to get this bright. "I dreamed of playing against Alabama," he continued, "the way a child dreams of stardom, the way a warrior dreams of battle." But it wasn't just admiration. It wasn't just ambition. It was a declaration. "They don't have Nick Saban to save them," he said, with the calm fire of a man who believes destiny is already written in his favor. "I just don't see them stopping me." And with that, the SEC media room changed. The whispers turned into shouts. The headlines wrote themselves. Because when you mention Alabama, you invoke a dynasty. A fortress. A tradition of dominance so deeply ingrained that even a whisper of weakness feels like blasphemy. But Thomas Castellanos did more than whisper. He challenged the new era. Because Alabama, for the first time in what feels like forever, is not led by the legendary Nick Saban. The architect of championships. The patriarch of power. The figure who turned Bama into a juggernaut. Instead, the Crimson Tide are now under the leadership of Kalen DeBoer. A great coach in his own right. A man who took Washington to the national title game in 2023. A tactician with vision. A motivator with pedigree. But not Nick Saban. And Castellanos knows it. He smells opportunity. He sees a chance to carve his name in the stone of college football history, not in the shadows of others but by standing directly in the light. For him, this isn't just a game. It's a moment of arrival. Florida State, once kings of the college landscape, have spent years clawing their way back to relevance. And now, they've found a quarterback unafraid to carry the weight. Unafraid to speak what others won't. Unafraid to point at the gatekeepers of power and say, "Move." He didn't hedge. He didn't tiptoe. He said Alabama can't stop them. He said they won't stop him. And in that moment, Castellanos transformed from another name on the roster to a symbol of fire and fearlessness. It's not arrogance. It's belief. It's the kind of belief that separates good quarterbacks from legends. The kind that fuels comebacks, upsets, and miracles. The kind that lights locker rooms on fire and makes entire teams stand taller. Castellanos isn't just talking trash. He's speaking into existence a vision of Florida State rising. A vision of garnet and gold reclaiming Saturdays. A vision of a new generation daring to challenge the old order. And yes, Alabama still has the talent. The speed. The pedigree. The expectation of excellence. But when they step on that field this fall, they'll have to answer a new kind of question. Can they dominate without the general who built them? Can they maintain their swagger when the face of their dynasty has stepped away? Can Kalen DeBoer write his own chapter, or will the ghosts of Saban loom too large? Thomas Castellanos doesn't care about any of that. He's not playing against history. He's playing against defenders. He's not intimidated by logos. He's inspired by challenge. And when he lines up under center, when the clock starts ticking, and the stadiums roar, he'll remember every word he said. Because pressure isn't the enemy of greatness, it's the fuel. And Thomas Castellanos, he's full of it. He knows what people are saying. He knows the skeptics, the doubters, the critics who will label this bravado. But he's not here to apologize. He's here to conquer. He's here to start fast. To finish strong. To turn dreams into highlights and headlines. And when Florida State takes the field against Alabama, the eyes of the nation will be watching. Not just to see who wins, but to see if one quarterback's belief can bend the will of a dynasty. Because this is college football. Where anything can happen. Where the mighty fall and the bold rise. Where legends are made, and legacies are broken. And in this chapter, Thomas Castellanos just picked up the pen. Now Alabama has to respond. The field will tell the truth. The scoreboard will speak the final word. But for now, in the heat of summer, one voice echoes loudest. Thomas Castellanos believes Alabama can't stop him. And the world is watching to see if he's right.